I can't post this video. Oh my god. I am at the orthodontist to talk about my underbite situation. Bye-bye. Hello everyone. I wanted to give you guys a quick update because I've just had such a strange turn of events over the last week since I had my last adjustment, and I went back to the orthodontist today to talk with my orthodontist about it, and I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling right now. So I recorded a video the morning after my adjustment, and I'm probably not going to post it because it's like approximately 15 minutes of me freaking out. So I'll probably post just a little clip of it here and just tell you guys what was going on. Good morning, everyone. Except it's not a good morning. It's not a good morning because I had a horrible night's sleep. I actually could not sleep at all. Like, the pain was so bad that I was like in and out of sleep. I literally was up probably every 30 minutes. I would fall asleep and then wake back up because the pain was just unbearable for me. And so since I've been up literally all night, like my eyes are red, my face is puffy, but I could feel something happening in the middle of the night. And like my brain, you know how like you're in that sleep wake state? It's like, no, you're just dreaming. But like I literally could feel it happening in the middle of the night. My husband's standing here. Come here, Craig. Because I have not shown him, but I can feel that what I thought was happening in the middle of the night actually did happen. So I just grabbed my phone and turned it on because I'm just like, if I don't do it now, like I'll probably never show you guys, because I can feel that what I thought was happening in my sleep-wake state, that I thought, nah, you're just dreaming, you're tripping, go back to sleep, actually did happen. So first I'm gonna show him, because I feel it, then I'll show you guys, okay?
What? I don't know what I'm looking at.
Okay, I'm gonna show you guys. Can you see that? Can you see that? I now have an underbite. My top teeth have moved in so much in the middle of the night. They're behind my bottom line. So the night of my adjustment, I had a horrible night's sleep. Like I basically didn't sleep at all because I was in so much pain. With the closing loops and the headgear and the combination of rubber bands on top of that. So closing loops, headgear, and rubber bands, I guess, according to my orthodontist anyway, all of this like caused my jaw to kind of shift while I was sleeping. And he said that's perfectly normal. But for me, the morning after getting my adjustment, I woke up and I had an underbite. And so I didn't know how to react to that. I was very freaked out. I would say borderline even scared, because I've never had an underbite. I've always had an overbite, so that's normal to me. But an underbite was like, what in the world is going on? And it was like so bad that my teeth, my top teeth were like this. So imagine this is the teeth. They were basically like almost covered by my bottom teeth, which is weird. And I just gotta show you guys a video. So just take a look at what I'm talking about, and maybe I'll just insert it like up in this area so you can just see. But yeah, I was freaking out, and my husband was looking like, wait, what happened here? But so the pressure from the headgear and the closing loops with rubber bands on top of that, I guess it was just pulling those upper teeth so far back that, yeah, it just produced an underbite overnight. And so I called my orthodontist first thing in the morning because I was like, I can't go to work like this. And so my orthodontist was actually out of the office that day and for the rest of the weekend. So they told me, the orthodontist assistants told me to stop wearing my headgear, don't wear it again until Sunday night, because then Monday morning, you know, I can come in and see my ortho. So I took their advice, I did that, and sure enough, when I wore my headgear overnight this morning, I had an underbite. But it wasn't as traumatic. It wasn't as traumatic as the first time. It wasn't as bad either. So the first time, my jaw like hurt to put my jaw in the proper position. Hurt. Like I felt it here and here, and it was like I was having to force my teeth back into their proper position. Like the resting position was like this, and that was what was comfortable, although it looked crazy to me as a person who's never had an underbite. But that was the resting position. This was the resting position of my teeth, and having to do this was me forcing it. Now, you know how you can give yourself an underbite by just kind of like sticking your jaw out, you know, your lower jaw out? Yeah. It looked like I was doing that, but I can assure you that is not what I was doing. So, speaking to my orthodontist today, he said that that's perfectly normal. And I'm like, what do you mean that's perfectly normal? Like, I've never heard of this, but apparently, according to him, it's perfectly normal. And actually, when I called the orthodontist assistant, one of them said, yeah, that normally happens with like the kids, the teenagers, but I don't think I've ever heard of it happening with an adult. And I was just like, this happens to the kids? Like, I've never ever heard of this. So if you've heard of this, can you please just, can you shed some light on this situation? Because I have never heard of this. But speaking with him today, he said it's perfectly normal for my teeth to go into an underbite position. Actually, he said that it's a good thing because that means my upper teeth are moving back the way that he's wanting them to, which is to meet, you know, we're trying to get rid of that overbite. And so I'm just like, okay, if you say so. So he literally did nothing. I was thinking, you know, worst case scenario, maybe I'll get some bite blocks. Maybe, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking was going to happen. But one thing that did happen as a result was he said he would hate to lose all these hours, but, you know, I could stop wearing my headgear like at night while I sleep. So I'm definitely going to do that. I will be switching to only wearing my headgear during the day. Because that was just terrifying to me, to wake up knowing that I had to be at work in an hour and I had an underbite. And like I said, like I told you guys, I speak for a living. So, you know, it was very awkward. I was in pain. You know, I did end up taking a Tylenol, and that helped me to feel better. So crazy thing about it, and I don't know if I'll post this part of the video, but my husband actually suggested or mentioned in the video that I was shooting about my underbite. He said, well, maybe, you know, just take a hot shower, give it some time, and it'll wear off. It'll go back to normal. And I was like, what? Like, are you crazy? What do you mean go back to normal? Things don't just like go back to normal like that. But he was actually absolutely right.
Maybe after taking your shower and everything, you know, your body's relaxed after the headgear and everything, maybe just back.
Maybe it'll go back.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna go back. after that many hours of moving like this, that's what I don't understand. So this whole time, as my teeth have been moving back, and not just today, I mean, before I had the closing loops, when I just had headgear, I felt like my upper teeth were starting to lean back like this. I'm like, don't we want them to move back like this? Like this, not like this. But I felt like that the entire time, like my teeth were starting to slant inward. And now, I mean, this is beyond slanting inward. This is insane. I cannot believe that. That's what it's hitting. So my bottom teeth are hitting my upper brackets. That sounds weird, but that's what's happening. I just can't believe it. Like, that explains the pain because my teeth moved that much overnight, but wow. I was scared to look, you guys. Right. And it took like approximately an hour for it to go back to normal, but it did. It went back to normal. Shockingly, you know, I went to work, no problems, no issues. Even when I spoke to my orthodontist today, he told me that it will never stay like that. It's always going to go back to normal. So if it happens again, it's going to go back to normal, and basically not to be concerned about it, because he certainly was not concerned about it at all. So yeah, so I won't be wearing headgear overnight anymore. I'll only be wearing it during the day. Yeah, it was just a crazy situation, and I don't know, like, I had never heard of this. So lots of changes with my teeth though, and changes with my headgear also. I don't know if you guys can tell, but my lips are like over my headgear. Like, my headgear is practically in my mouth now from the way that my teeth are moving. Like, it was never, you know, poking my lips out the way that it is currently. You see how much of my lip is overlapped with the headgear on both sides. So obviously the closing loops are doing their thing. You can see my spaces are really down, or maybe you can't, I don't know. It's really hard to tell with the headgear over it. But I mean, this space over here is closing much faster than this one. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if by the time I went to go get my next adjustment, which is just 4 weeks, instead of my normal 8 to 10 weeks, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, the next time that they tightened, I guess, the closing loops, if that did the trick and I was completely done with the closing of the spaces. So that's praiseworthy for sure. My bite is totally different now. Like, my back teeth, all these molars, they don't touch anymore. Now it's only my front teeth that touch. So take a look, let me see. That is my bite. None of this touches, as you can see. Nothing touching, nothing touching, nothing touching. Only these teeth are touching. So that is totally different than anything I'm used to, because, like I said, I always had an overbite. So my top teeth were always covering my bottom teeth, but that's not the case anymore. Now that the space is closing so rapidly, my teeth are coming back so fast that, you know, they're practically on top of each other now. And it's very weird because eating is awkward because none of my back teeth touch. At least when I had bite blocks, at least the 2 teeth on each side could touch because of the bite block. But now, since I have no bite blocks or anything, nothing is touching in the back region at all. It's only these front teeth that are touching. So literally, I'm like chewing like this, trying to chew stuff in the front, and it's very weird and very awkward, and I feel like my food is extra chunky, so I'm trying to like cut back and eat stuff that is easily digestible, like soup, malto meal, you know, soft stuff basically. that it's not going to be all chunky and difficult to chew. So yeah, that's where I'm at on that. So initially I was gonna post that whole video of me freaking out about my underbite, but I was like, no, like I went back and watched it. I was like, oh my God, you look and sound like a crazy person. But I will, like I said, post a snippet, I guess. Well, by now you guys have already seen it because I've already inserted it in here some type of way. But yeah, that actually did happen. And it was horrible because it was like this, literally. This morning it wasn't so bad. It was more so like this, just a tiny bit. There's Chrissy. It was just a tiny bit of underbite, I guess. But yeah, I never even knew that that was a possibility, that you could develop an underbite from wearing headgear. But according to my orthodontist, it's perfectly normal. I mean, he even went as far as to say, oh yeah, I had another one who, you know, had the same situation today. Like, and he's like pointing at some other random patient. I'm just like, okay, like a warning would have been nice, but okay, whatever. So it's perfectly normal, I guess, to develop an underbite from wearing headgear, which I think is weird. And I see you trying to show off your the back of your robe, Chrissy. But yeah, so that's my whole braces situation. I'm much better today than I was feeling then, and the spaces are closing, and I'm not freaking out because apparently it's normal. But things are back to normal now as far as where my teeth are. You know, my bite is, it's frustrating to not have back teeth that touch, to be able to, you know, chew and grind your food all nice, but you know, it is what it is. It's a process. So I'm trying to hang in there, and hey, my midline is starting to line up better. So that's nice. And I do like that I can see more of my bottom teeth now. So, you know, things are coming along the way that they're supposed to, so I can't complain. And thank you guys for watching. And if you've ever heard of this, please do drop me a line. Like, I'm serious, because what in the world? Who gets an underbite from wearing headgear? But apparently me. I don't know. But all right, guys, I hope you guys have a great day, great week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.